permission to propagate some things. So I have this scented geranium, and it's kind of falling over. It's too leggy. Over the winter it suffered because it doesn't like the cold, and it overwintered. So I'm glad I kind of left it big so that it can survive the winter. And so what I'm going to do is clean up all these stems and trim it down, give it a good chance to grow, and propagate some of the branches so I could have a lot more of these, because these sell for $12 to $25 depending on the size every summer. And they make these cute little purple blooms, and it has a nice scent, and it has supposedly well, it just looks really pretty and it smells good. So I'm going to propagate it and make a lot more of them. I'm on a mission, guys. I'm on a mission for more plants. So here I had some seeds from a neighbor's milkweed, and it's a yellowish colored milkweed, unlike my orange and red ones that I have. And I can't wait till it starts to grow bigger and bloom. Here is the orange and red variety. It's been growing here for years, and I believe they have long taproots, so even if you try to cut them out, they will come back. But I don't mind, because I would like to have a little butterfly sanctuary someday. So I have cannas all over my garden, everywhere. And how you propagate these is so easy. You just go and find a node, and you cut it just a little bit below the node, and you stick that into the ground and water it well. It likes nice sun, but initially when you put it into the ground or into a pot, leave it in the shade for a little bit. Give it a chance to get roots before it burns, and then you can move it to a sunny location. And it just, what happens is it grows, and it just starts to make more and more, almost like grass, like it starts growing more and more of the, it's not rhizomes, corms, and it just grows more and more. So you can just pull these little guys out like bananas and repot those. So this started off as just a couple plants in this section, and now I've got a huge area of it. And you just chop and drop this onto your underneath your fruit trees and stuff to feed your fruit trees, or it provides shade for my chickens over here, so I kind of like it. It kind of provides them that jungle that they like, because they were jungle fowls. So I have tons and tons of gorgeous hollyhocks, and same thing, I grew them from a couple seeds, and I had no idea. So by the end of the season, these flowers fall off, the petals fall off, but it keeps its base and it dries out. Wait till it's brown and dry, and you will get tons and tons of seeds from each bud. So I have this dark pink colored one. They're gorgeous. I have this light pink colored one. I wish you could see it. It's so frilly and light. The petals are so delicate. It's perfect for a fairy garden for children. My roses are beautiful. They're doing fantastic. I didn't get a chance to trim the rose bush down, so it's quite tall, but no worries. Every time, look at all the buds, and every time that one's so pretty. And this one's gorgeous. I'll tidy it up this winter. Beautiful bud. So this one is it was like it's prime the last couple days, last 3 days. Now it's starting, the color is starting to fade a little bit, and then it's gonna get really delicate, and then the petals will fall off, and then you just deadhead it. And what I've been doing is propagating it from the deadheads. So, and then I cut deep down into the stem so that I can get a good cutting. And a lot more coming, a lot more flowers. Still have nasturtium in the shady spots where they're not suffering too much. This is the double, well, the mauve ones were double, but these are really gorgeous. They have the bright yellow center and then the deep pink. I love it so much. It just flowers all the way from the bottom, and it just keeps going up. So these buds will eventually have flowers. These are a unique one. They're a yellow nasturtium with the orange. I'm gonna try to collect seeds from those and grow them next year. This is a Fiesta blend from Botanical Interests. Here are the double. So what I mean by double is there's the inner set of petals and then the outer set of petals. So it's gorgeous. It's really big blooms. I love how they're tucked in the stems all the way up. Just beautiful. I love it so much. This is my latest find, and I love it. It's a drought-tolerant plant that likes sun, so I might plant it by my bay leaf, my bay laurel, and my rosemary, because that's the section that I try not to water too much. And the plants there are looking fantastic, so I might put this over there. I haven't decided yet. Another thing I love, besides the colors and the gorgeous pink color with against the silvery leaves and the texture, the soft texture, is that it's a perennial, so it'll come back year after year, which I love that. Then you just buy a plant once and you don't have to keep buying that same plant again. Guys, I've harvested so many chili peppers. I think these are Anaheim chilies. They're like a medium to mild chili, and they're perfect in like tuna sandwiches and pasta, because the kids don't complain about the heat level. And once you cook it for a bit, the heat goes away, and it overwintered, and I already plucked a lot and froze them. And here's more. I'm waiting to see if they will green up. I mean, turn red, sorry. And if they do, then that would be great. I could get the seeds, but if not, no biggie. We're also gonna pickle these. My raspberries are doing great. There's one right there, and a few new buds. I'm trying to propagate roses here where I have some zinnias popping up, and I've got dianthus over there, 2 colors. So the problem I had was last night something came in and dug in here, and you can't see it because I kind of like here's a big indentation, and so that's kind of irritating because I was trying to propagate stuff over here, or at least have these gorgeous zinnias come up. So it's quite frustrating, but we just gotta figure out how to live with wildlife. And as I'm speaking, there's a blue jay over there. I wonder if blue things are attracted to the blue of the blue jay is attracted to the blue of the delphinium, because I haven't had too many things here unless it's looking for earthworms and stuff, but I've never seen blue jays before except for a couple years ago, and now I've got a couple of blue jays that hang around here, which I love. I mean, how often do you see blue things in nature? Like a blue jay and the delphinium. And the other day I saw a blue butterfly. So here's another thing I'm going to propagate, is that yesterday I plucked off a part of this zinnia so that it'll branch out from this point and get taller and have branches, rather than being one tall plant. And hopefully it'll give me more flowers per plant, because only a few of the seeds flowered, which I thought it would flower more, but like I said, something's been getting in here, scratching around, so all my plants don't have the best chance of growing. So it's kind of upsetting. So when I plucked off, look, it's already growing a new set of buds. 1, 2, and I think this one's growing a new one. So it's really crazy how quickly that happens. And I'm going to do that to this one, which I missed yesterday. I'll just pull off this little piece and stick it in the ground. I'm not going to do that right now because it's really getting really warm and I want the best chance for them to survive. So what I did was I took the little bottom part, took off some of the bottom leaves, and I stuck it in the dirt, and I'm hoping that will root. I didn't use any rooting hormone or anything, so we'll see what happens. I want more zinnias for sure. I love those. So my calendula are blooming so well, and some of them are new blooms and then some of them are starting to fade. The problem is I can't collect these for seeds because they're still green. If anyone knows if it's safe to deadhead them now for seeds while they're still green, please let me know, because I feel like I have to keep it on there a little longer so that the seeds can mature up, so that I can collect the seeds and grow more and select places that I want them to go. Because if you look, this is taking up about 5 or 6 feet of space with the calendula, because it kind of like grows a little tall and then it starts to like lean. So I have that much of calendula. That one's a darker orange and that one's a yellowish orange. Both are from they're the Pacific Blue from Fairy Morris seeds. So truly, if you want plants to thrive, get them out of the pots and put them in the ground, because plants love to be in the ground. The earthworms and things get to them and help the plant survive and grow. Because this plant, this chrysanthemum, was only half or less than half this size, and I put it in the ground and it's already leafing out really nicely, and it's double the size it was. And same with that chrysanthemum, the yellow one there. Check out this slush of nasturtium that I planted in my pot that has the mango, the Glen mango. It's beautiful. Something came and dug around this area too, where I had seeds that had lots of flowers, different variety of flower seeds, and I doubt it's going to come up, but I'm hoping, and we'll see. I'll keep watering it and seeing if it does come up. Give it a good chance. So here's a nice scented geranium with the pretty purple flowers that I've already propagated. I put it here kind of amongst some potted plants so it would have a good chance of surviving the winter, and it sure did. Love it. So my Gerber daisy came back. I'm so happy. I thought it died. And there's a new bud. It's gonna come up and flower. This one's looking a little shabby. Not sure if it needs more sun, but I'm glad it came back. And there are my Asiatic lilies and Oriental lilies. I'm gonna transplant them in the ground eventually. The one that's in the ground always does best. Look at how full and lush it is already. So while I go around, I inspect my plants, I pull some weeds. I'm discussing with you what my plans are or what I'm up to, what I'm doing. And I enjoy my garden, nature, trying to calm down because I've had a couple stressful weeks and it's really not doing me any good with my health. So being out here is giving me a chance to hopefully recuperate. I really did have quite a stressful week. And in fact, quite a stressful couple of years, not even including the pandemic issues, but just other issues that I have. So this is a nice respite from it all, and it gives me great joy to see things blooming, seeing things successfully growing. Oh, look at that carpenter bee. It's humongous and it's making a loud buzzing noise. Anyway, I don't mind. And all of nature, the blue jay, that's really rewarding. And oh my goodness, this society garlic is just getting bigger and bigger every day when I see it. So I'm gonna have to separate this out into other clumps. And this is an edible perennial. I love this too so much. So guys, I had some leftover fennel seeds from last year when I grew fennel, and I threw it around under the base of my fruit trees. Look at how humongous. I am not even enlarging this. This is about 6 inches wide, 7 inches wide, the base of the fennel. So I'm gonna have to pluck it up and wash it up and eat it, cook it with something, maybe in a stir fry. And over here I grabbed a lemon from my tree. So when you have a lot of plants, you can create that microclimate necessary for your plants to thrive. So what happened was this area was getting blasted. This whole garden was getting blasted with the sun all the time, and the dirt would get super hot, and we just hauled in mulch and lots of plants. Some of them need to go in the ground, some of them are already in the ground and established, and I'm just taking my time to figure out where I want things, trying to pull out weeds and smother weeds. And then I'm gonna pot up some of my fruit trees in a bare spot over there where I'm smothering weeds right now. But check out this this butter lettuce. Look at how gorgeous and lush it is. So I grew it in, I gave the seeds to my daughter, told her to scatter it around, and she threw it in this pot. I told her to put it in this pot. In here I've got a tomato plant, and yes, they're kind of opposite each other. So this what do you call it? This lettuce does well in the shade, and that tomato is going to do well in the sun. So I'm going to have to situate it a certain way. So we'll harvest that and see if this will grow throughout the summer. This will die off for sure, but for the meantime I have both in the same pot. But I created the microclimate for it because I set this pot with the lettuce seed in the shady spot, and look at how well it's doing. Same with that scented geranium. It wouldn't have been able to overwinter that well, except I did put a little bit of cardboard around it, and I put it over here in the food forest along with some bigger potted plants, and I kind of kept it warm, and it's doing fantastic. Here is my persimmon tree. This is its second year. I grew it from seed, and now it's about 2 feet tall. I need to stick it up though, but I love the gorgeous leaves. It's getting a little bit too warm or dry. I'm not sure the leaves are getting like that, but I have 2 trees in there actually. I might have to separate one. And that is my jasmine, and I'm waiting for it to bloom because it's a variety from my mom's house, and it smells good, and it is a little bit viney, but I like the shape of the flowers more than the other variety of jasmine, and I love the scent. I wanted this for a long time. This rose I propagated looks gorgeous. I mean, it looks like a professional, like a flower that you get from the store. And I just grew this cutting last year. Here is a thornless blackberry that but spread over to here. And I don't mind it at all spreading, unlike the other ones that I'm trying to smother. This one doesn't have thorns, so I like it. The other one has thorns, so and it kind of can get invasive, and I hate dealing with thorns. Just to pick a blackberry and to get poked several times, no way. I don't like that at all. But this one, it's beautiful, it's healthy, it volunteered itself, it has no thorns. Love it. Great for the kids. Look at that beautiful pomegranate. It's a little bit bigger than my thumb. Hopefully nothing gets to it because the squirrels are voracious, pesky critters. At first, I love wildlife, and I love that they're around to, because they're fun and they run around and stuff like that. But when you garden and you have such pests, and they're eating all your plants, and I don't even mind if they eat, like they take a nibble out of something and then like they cut it down and then they eat it all up, but they just take a little nibble out of something and then they abandon it, and then they go and destroy another fruit and another fruit, and pretty soon you have no fruit left. It's really frustrating. If anyone knows what to do about that situation, please let me know. Currently, I let these green onions go to seed, and right now they're flowering, but no seeds yet in there, so I'm waiting so that I can get more of the green onions. I'm currently trying to propagate my basil, my favorite basil. This is the mother plant. It is about 3 feet tall, and it overwintered well by my method. Even though it looks janky, it actually works to keep it alive and overwintered, so you don't have to go buy new plants. And also get the different varieties and stuff. When you already have it, try to keep it. And it wasn't even that hard. I just put some cardboard around the plant and kept it alive for this year. So I'm going to propagate more because I have some that were in pots that that didn't make it over the winter. And here's my goji berries bush. I got like a couple berries from there, but it is doing fantastic. And what I'm gonna do, it looks like it's starting to spread, which is fine by me. I'll just dig it up and I'm gonna give that to my siblings and they can have a goji plant. because one goji plant costs about $25 to $30. $25 to $30 for about a foot or 2 foot tall plant, and this one now is about 6.5 feet tall. And another thing is both the berries are edible as well as the leaves, so why not grow it? If you can't have one, you can still have the other, and it propagates very easily. Same here, I've got a pomegranate that I propagated, doing fantastic. Here's my rosemary, and I got it a couple years ago, and it was just this little bush, you know, a $5 or something plant. I think I got several, or I just got one. It was like $5, and it was just a bunch about like yay big and not this tall, and now it is triple or quadruple the size it was. I love it, and it's so fragrant, and I could probably propagate more from this plant, but I like it being one, and I'd like to grow another one up front. And there's my slow growing but definitely growing, it's definitely taller, bay laurel. My Asian pears are a fruiting. I love it. I love the leaves. They look so beautiful and lush and healthy. I love the shape and feel of the leaves. I wish there was some way you could feel it. There are some more fruits. Lots of feijoa blooms everywhere. So hopefully lots of feijoa fruit this year. I was looking for the praying mantis egg and I can't find it. Not sure what happened to it. I probably need to thin this out, but I have a ton of apples. I think this is the Fuji variety. This is my 4-in-1 tree. And I guess that's the earliest one. The Granny Smith is also an early one, I believe. Lots and lots of apples. Not sure if you can see all the clusters. I should be thinning them out, but you know, last year I had something come and climb up here and eat them all up, like every single one. I was so upset. Guys, I have kale growing and it's doing fantastic. Over there's my lacinato kale. Over here, I believe, is the collard greens. Here's my baby persimmon from seed. It's growing, and next to it is another one. So I'll have to separate it out of here. In this section, I was growing a ton of green onions, and as I've been pulling out the green onions, I had started to plant my green beans, my bush beans in here. So they're popping up. I didn't think they would, because they didn't say they were good companion plants, but I didn't find that out until after I threw the green bean seeds in there. But they look okay so far. Here are some sad looking green beans. I'm going to try to feed them more, but hopefully they will grow, because I think these are the yard-long beans, and I really want those. Okay, that's it. It's been a pretty long video so far. That's what's growing on here. Thank you and have a great day. Please like, subscribe, and share so that I can continue to do this. Thank you.